Indian football has achieved many milestones over the last few years, but more importantly, after the resurgence in the sport and the country in the 2000s, there now seems to be a definite shift in the perception. Fans are getting behind the Blue Tigers, and one man is in the thick of it all. They're currently in Qatar, taking part in the AFC Asian Cup for a second consecutive year. That itself is a massive achievement. And to talk about the campaign, about the highs and lows of his own tenure and, of course, Indian football, is the coach of the side, Igor Stimac, who's joining us from Qatar. Welcome to Firstpost, Igor, and thanks for joining in.
Namaskar.
All right, you start on a right foot, I see, but how is Qatar treating you so far?
It's been exciting, first of all, you know. We do everything for our boys they can enjoy and be creative. To do that, we cannot put them under pressure. Obviously, the group is very tough. As you already know, I could see yesterday or a few days back the average ranking of the groups, and our group is by far more difficult by the rankings, which anyway doesn't mean much, but it shows also how unlucky we were with the draw. But anyway, it's a challenge, it's opportunity for all of us to learn, to grow as a team, to become better in the future, and to take our chances when they appear there.
All right, take us through that first game then against Australia. How disappointing was it?
Yeah, overall I was happy with the boys' attitude, with their commitment, but not satisfied with the quality, you know, because we know already for a few years back that we can defend well against any opposition, you know. But football is not only about defending, it's about being creative, it's about being focused, what to do when you get the ball. It's about being confident and composed on the ball and getting out of that defending mindset, which comes back at us again and again throughout the games against difficult opponents, you know, and that's hunting us, I need to tell you, you know, and it will take us more time, obviously, when we face opponents like Australia to overcome such difficulties. It's not going to be easy. I told everyone and explained everyone that that is a process. Once India starts producing a complete footballers, which will have all elements there, apart from having strength, height, speed, technicality, also the character, which defines the end picture of each individual and the team at the end of the day.
Right, well said there, but there are, of course, two big games coming up after this. Uzbekistan, that's tomorrow, and then Syria. How do you see this as a matchup? It isn't going to be easy.
Listen, our biggest disappointment prior to the tournament were the injuries which affected this team. You know, we lost so much power losing Ashik, Anwar, Jigson, and at the end Sahal, which is tremendous for us. You know, such a four key figures for our team. It's difficult to replace. When you have one of the key players missing, then you have certain handicap in different areas in the pitch. Losing four of them, and all four are with a good physical strength, good physical presence, technically, I would say one of the best players we have in the team, then you lose big part of your confidence on the pitch whenever you get the ball. Because these are the players who can hold the ball, who can, with their strength, hold on, wait on others to join, you know, and give us opportunity to create in the final third. Right. Now we are here with what we got. It's not enough for opponents we are having in the group, but there we need to see the character. And our boys have it, I need to tell you, because against Australia, they gave more than they could at this moment. The disappointing moments of the games were sloppy goals. It happened against Qatar, it happened against Australia, and our boys need to understand when you face teams like that, you have one silly mistake, they punish you. So these are micro details inside our game, and they need to be sorted out. But to eliminate all macro details which are hunting us, we need time to be together. This is what I was insisting on and telling everyone, to make the picture perfect and clear, and to make everyone understand in each situation what needs to be done. The time is required to be with these boys on the pitch.
Yes, Igor, I think all of your reservations about not enough time given to the practice camps or to the entire schedule has been made quite clear. But having said that, though, there does seem to be a change in the way we perceive Indian football to be now on, from the time you took charge to this point here. Do you sense that yourself? And if so, when and how has that shift come about?
Here. I mean, the key point for me staying here is because we had executed tremendous work in the past 4.5 years. We started one very difficult process. We didn't lie to anyone. We were very honest, telling the truth, what needs to be done, how patient we need to be, how much harder work needs to be placed on the ground, off the pitch, on the pitch, how much we change the mindset of the players, how much we change their approach to their profession, how much we worked on nutrition, how much we worked on meditation processes, how much awareness was there to make aware these young boys that the career is short, that each day needs to be organized perfectly, that each day they need to improve in certain aspects of their life. It was really important to make them aware that they need to go throughout every day consciously, not unconsciously, letting seconds pass by them, hours, days, and doing nothing. And this hard work is giving us benefits. Slowly, it's a process, I'm telling you. For decades, hasn't been done much in Indian football. The football culture was lost on the way. People started following other sports, engaging to other things. And now to rebuild all that, it takes lots of time. Simple as that. To create one football player, a complete football player, takes 12 years of hard work. So from year 6 to 18, it's 12 years of very complex process, where at the first phase, from year 6 to 15, the kid just needs to enjoy fun games. He needs to start loving football. He needs to learn not how to win games. He needs to learn how to handle defeats and disappointments, because many more of these are there than the wins. You understand? So this educational process needs to be done perfectly in India. It hasn't been done. Through that age, they need to go through mastering technicality of football. Basic skills are necessary. So football games, fun games, and all that. From year 15 to 18, it comes hard work on physical strength, agility, muscle strength, tactical work, game understanding, developing the character also, very important. And at the end, it's up to the player. Is he ready to sacrifice nights out with his friends, girlfriends, and others, and keep working hard throughout this age, which is crucial from 17 to 20, when they are maturing, from little boys into a man, how much sacrifice they are ready to put in. So it's a lot of sacrifice, and this process needs to be installed in India.
Yeah, and it's a long way from where we are today. But having said that, we always say it isn't easy being a foreign coach, in a non-Indian coach in the country. What has been your biggest learning as a coach here so far?
I love my work here. There is one very big reason for that, because I work with very honest and hardworking young men. Their readiness to do whatever they ask to do and follow and do their best, it's amazing. They're very committed young boys. Also, they have their challenges, They are distracted, they are put into position where they enjoy certain comfort of getting certain payments and good salaries and good contracts. And when you are young, that can hurt you, that can mislead you and take you away from the path which is necessary to have and stay on. But I need to say I'm proud on all of them, most of them, Not many of them went out of the path we have taken.
Right, and as we know, the relationship between a coach and a captain, a bond, is very, very crucial for any team going forward. Describe yours with Sunil Chhetri.
I mean, with Sunil Sandesh and Gurpreet is a little bit different than with others, But my feelings towards any of them is at the same level. I'm trying to be the best father they can have, the best friend they can get while they are here, and even when we are not together. I'm here to give them advices. I'm here to warn them when I see that something is going wrong. I'm here to be honest with them, not to lie to them, to encourage them with the wrong ways, So Sunil, as a captain, Sandesh and Gurpreet are treated in a way differently because all these boys, they are coming from different cultures. Even some of them, they don't understand each other if they don't speak English amongst them. So different cultures, different mentalities, different characters. And I need my captains to help me to make sure that the rest of the boys understand perfectly what I am insisting on. So they are my right hands. They are the boys who are presenting my words, to the team and explaining in detail what needs to be done and how to execute our plans.
But it hasn't been a very, very, it's had its share of ups and downs your entire stint with the Indian side. If I had to ask you which was your happiest moment and your most challenging one so far, what would you say?
Listen, each day being with these boys is happiness to me. Each working day, believe me. I mean, winning games and winning trophies throughout May, June, July was amazing, unforgettable. But not winning trophies the way we did, Also AFC qualifiers in Kolkata. The long camp we had prior to that, and then 3 games, 3 wins, 8-1 goal difference, big crowd, excitement, passion, finishing group stage with a win against Hong Kong 4-0, brushing the floor and the pitch with them, taking them out of the pitch. And that was amazing. That's worth of living for, And then witnessing that football excitement is rising up in India and people getting attached to football and start talking about football, and even, not only cricket getting all the attention in the media, but also football appearing in some important pages of newspapers and all that. Of course, that's happiness, that's excitement, that's why we work for.
Yes, that's the shift that we're seeing, which we mentioned, but I'm sure you've been asked this many times. When can we see an Indian side at a FIFA World Cup?
No one can answer you that question, As a coach, I can work only with what is provided by the clubs. Indian football future depends on the hard work of these smallest clubs in the Indian regions, Indian parts, because that's where development starts. So how good we're going to structure competitions for the kids, how many games we're going to organize for the kids in schools, amongst the schools, that's where everything starts. How many good foreign coaches we're going to bring for development programs, how good they're going to educate Indian coaches for development programs, and how many years will take us to develop few generation of players, God knows, We are now enjoying the benefits of wonderful project which was going through AIFF prior to the AFC Under-17 World Cup, which was structured well, The boys were selected, they got the exposure, enough games. The Indian Aero project was created for them to have a club where they're going to play enough games in I-League. And that gave fantastic benefits to present national team, because most of these boys which we have in the national team are coming out of that project. So if you see Minerva Football Academy, which is playing a crucial role, one of the crucial roles in development of Indian football, and one great project like Indian Arrows and the selection of players, which was done perfectly for the World Cup is giving benefits today, which we are enjoying. And these projects needs to be pushed further on. You know, they need to grow up. Football needs to be structured. Difficulty in India is the size of the country. Difficulty in India is that you have only 7 states where football is the sport number one, where there is a football culture existing already. So my suggestion is, let's focus on these 7 states, because in these 7 states there is at least 40-50 million people. I mean, Croatia is only 3.5 million. We participated in the 6 World Cups and got 3 medals. So we can do wonders if we structure football in a great way in 6-7 states. You know, in 500-600 districts maybe. I don't know how many districts are there, but everything needs to be perfectly structured. That's the important thing, and good coaches are necessary.
Well, sounds promising, but what is your big goal then in 2024? The tangible ones that logically have to be achieved. What is your vision for this year?
Obvious first and primary goal is qualifying for the 3rd round of the World Cup qualifiers. That's our aim, you know. Hopefully, until then, we're going to get back Jigson, Anwar, and Sahal. And the strength should be there. Hopefully, no more players will get injured through ISL games throughout February and March. Hopefully, we're going to come to agreement with FSDL about a little bit longer camp prior to the March qualifiers against Afghanistan. And hopefully, the same will happen in June prior to the camp for the games against Kuwait and Qatar. So you see, if we succeed in winning the 2nd spot in our group, we immediately qualify for the next Asian Cup, which is 3rd consecutive time. We immediately make sure that we get 10 more games in the 3rd round of the World Cup qualifiers. Massive games. 5 of them will be at home with the top Asian teams. And that's something which will give us opportunity to have enormous growth as a team. And there is a chance, obviously. So let's live for it. That's what I'm looking for.
Well, I can't leave you without asking this. Now, there's been a lot of negativity, some negative reports over the last few months owing to certain things off the pitch when it's come to team selection, and you in particular. How do you deal with all of this and sort of move on, or how do you comprehend all of this that happens here, or what's gone on with you?
Listen, I'm experienced enough not to get annoyed with the negative comments, because they are all around us, you know. People who are not creative, people who are not positive, they cannot have positive comments also. They will just look from the negative side. Never mind how bad the situation is, I always look only from positive sides. My each day starts in the same way. I'm trying to become a better person, better human being, and help others around me. So I cannot blame others which are not living the same life. You know, they have their problems. They think that being negative will sort out their own problems. So that's their life. Yeah, it will not annoy me, you know. So we are living in democracy where everyone can say whatever he wants, whatever he likes. Never, some of them doesn't mind how much that can hurt someone, but I'm not that kind of I'm not that kind of a person who they can hurt with their words, their opinions, and all that. Anyway, I'm here only to help India rise as a country, as a football country. I had a precious football experience as a player. As a coach, I coached one of the best world football players. So I think I'm acknowledged enough in the football world to be in this position and to help India, not to receive advices from someone in the country who lost the culture decades ago in football culture, So here to help anyone who is seeking help, coaches, football administrators, whoever, because I was not only the coach. I was the president of the Professional Football League. I was vice president of the Football Federation. I was first private owner of one football club in Croatia. I've seen football from each position, from each angle. I know how it functions, how it needs to function in a proper way, what it means, structured football. So whoever seeks help, my door is always open. Same for my players, you know.
Well, on that note, I have to sort of ask you before I let you go, one word, if I had to ask to describe you or your coaching method or mantra, what would that be?
Tough.
All right, we just hope the toughness translates on to all the results on the field. But thank you so much for joining us here today, Igor Stimac, and we wish you and the boys all the very best.
Bye-bye.